All right, so this is a recorded Set Booster box opening. So this is my second booster box of Set Boosters. These are made in Japan, which is actually marked here, Fabriqué au Japon, made in Japan down here. So these are generally higher quality than the made in USA cards, which is good news. This happens a lot with first printings of these sets. So I've not been very positive in the past about Set Boosters, but they are pretty good for Modern Horizons 2 if your goal is to get the cards. They still remain bad for storage and other things, and obviously you can't play with them. But, you know, early on, these are cards probably you want to play in Constructed. So as a result, these are actually pretty good. If your sole aim is to crack packs, these are actually okay. They are much better than set boxes. Like in Strixhaven, for example, having less archives was a real deal breaker for me. So we're going to put these to the side. We're going to start. Now, obviously, like I'm an old school player, the stuff I'm going to want to look for is like retro frame cards. So I open these always the wrong way. The last card can be, for those who don't know Set Boosters, can be a the list card, which is 25% odds. Otherwise, it's combination of ad cards, mini games that you can play, etc. So Set Boosters always come with an art card. Then there's some number of commons and uncommons. It's 7, I believe. There's at least 1 uncommon. Then the number of rares varies. I don't remember exactly how many, but these boosters can easily have multiple rares. So we have Obsidian Charmaw. Seal Removal is like a card I'm excited to see again. I got my foil ones for Modern. So we got a sketch. So yeah, so normally it's rare, then you have the reprint card, then you have the sketch or retro frame card, and then you have a foil in every pack, and that one can be anything. So what I'm going to do for sorting is things that I'm not particularly keen on, or just commons or something that I'm not going to do much with. I'm actually going to put on a pile on the side. Rares that are okay, like basically rares I'll keep on a pile. These I have. Cards that are like okay, and then there's going to be 2 piles for like the hits essentially, and we'll keep the art cards like this. So yeah, moving on. Abundant Harvest. This art for Abundant Harvest is actually really nice. I still prefer the Japanese archive version, but General Ferocious. Oh, and this is what I mean, right? The reprint slot's also nice because you cannot, you're guaranteed for it to be different. So it's a lot easier to hit 2 rares. And this is a good mythic to hit. I do need these. I kept opening them in Double Masters and like went, I'm not really playing this in Legacy, so I guess I'm getting rid of it. And now that it's in Modern, I'm like, well, guess I need a Sudden Edict and a Foil Rift Sword. This is actually, you know, anything like this can see Modern play. Just because it's a relatively unique effect. There's Search for Tomorrow, but this is the only one that's a creature. So we'll put Recruiter up here in the hits I'm happy about. There's a lot of trash from boosters. All right, so Garth One Eye. I'm just showing the cards that are here. So Break the Ice is nice. It just means like people aren't running Snow Basics randomly, which is good to have. Not many people are running this card, but you never know. Marsh Flats, that's obviously a reasonable hit, even though it, you know, even if it's a normal fet, quote unquote, still something that people will need to play. Kind of nice to see it here. Another Seal Removal, retro frame Mind Collapse, and a foil Darksmoss Bridge. That is not a blue one, so not really useful. We'll put the Marsh Flats here, the Break the Ice here, and the Mind Collapse here. So yeah, this is stuff I'm happy about that I'm keeping. Marsh Flats is... Seems like a printing error on these, which is rare on these Japanese printed cards, but there's... I don't know if... You can kind of see the white mark there. It's like kind of scratched off or not printed on properly. It's a very minor print quality error. That's the Shambler. Silver Blush Briv. I do need some of these for constructed, so I'll keep this on the side. Strike It Rich, the Wild Candor. So we got our Planeswalker. I'm not necessarily a big fan of the Planeswalkers in the set. They're fine. Some other people might like this. It's still obviously a decent hit, right? Like Mythic, etc. Stepfru, Scurry Oak. So these not really doing much. By the way, for Milliken, I know that it's nice to see Milliken again, but nothing's beating the Shooting Star Odyssey version for me. That's the one I grew up on playing Magic, so it's really hard to beat. So this is, I guess, I don't know if I'm gonna really play this one in Constructed. The other two maybe. This one is probably the least. It's a cool Planeswalker from a storyline perspective, but it is they did replace it late, right? Which symbolizes that they didn't want, when you do a late change, you don't want the card to be too powerful. So Strike It Rich. I'd be surprised if it sees Constructed play, but it's not impossible, I guess. Rift Sower. Okay, so we got a Sketch Siphus Harvest hand, which is really cool. Got a Shardless Agent, Sketch Abundant Harvest, and a foil sketch. Oh, and a list card. Okay, so this is what I mean with these packs is you can easily hit like a bunch of stuff. So we got the list Pegasus Stampede, which is really cool. It's a card that was like in a box of cards that a friend gave to me that he didn't need. It was like Homelands cards and Exit and Tempest Block cards, and it really helped me out start Magic. So this has a near and dear to my heart. Floodhound's cool in foil sketch. It's really hard to translate how these look. You may or may not like them. This one I think is cool. And yeah, I mean, this is a decent pack. We got 2 rares for us. I'm not necessarily happy, but it does go into this kind of playable cards pile. Like this is stuff like that are hits for me that I wanted. So I'll actually, the Pegasus Stampede also kind of comes there as a. Actually, I'll put like special cards here. So Abundant Harvest, silver for the Japanese ones. So I'll probably put the Abundant Harvest away. I mean, actually, I don't have a set of the Japanese ones. I didn't open many out of Strixhaven because it's a rare and they're actually not easy to get. We got Harvest Hand. It's got all the art. Unholy Heat is actually going to be really strong, really good removal spell in Modern. Like the failback of like Shock and the fact that it can deal with 6 damage is huge, and it targets Planeswalkers as well. Really good card after you've played your 4 balls. Fey Offering, Captain Ripley Vance. We got Ignoble Hark, a lot of people's like top cards of the set. I love that the Yavimaya Elder is in the set. We got World Worry. We got our commons. Nothing else here. No. Still, good pack because of Ignoble Hark and Unholy Heat goes here. So far, so okay. Nothing like exceptional. These packs are quite expensive, at the end of the day. So you are hoping to hit quite well because of that. But, we got a Fetch Land. We got Recruiter, Hierarch. How many packs have we cracked? I think like 6. So Headliner, Blazing Root. Well, actually, I would put this in the Modern pile, but actually over 4 Retro Frame of these. I love this card so much. And it was like $1.50 for the Retro Frame foil. So Inevitable Betrayal, kind of a cool card. Right, call back to Bribery. We got the list card, but this one's not very cool. It's just it's a Modern Horizons 1 uncommon. It doesn't really do much. So we got our Betrayal. Obviously this pack was, when you get the list card and it's not good, it's always awkward because there's not that many per box. So it's fine when it's on something like this that has heavy nostalgia value, I think, because yes, it's not worth a lot, but the nostalgia is high. I don't have much nostalgia with Splicer Skill, I'll be honest. Grist the Hunger Tide. I love Flametongue Yearling. I think this card's been undervalued in Modern because of the high power level of the set. But just having a 2-mana, like there's not really an effect like it, like a 2-mana Necrotal style effect. So this one, I think we'll see some play at some point in sideboard. Oh my gosh. Alright, this is getting sleeped right away. This is exactly what we're hoping for when you open these boxes. Retro Frame, Verdant Catacombs. The only thing that'd be better is to get a blue one, but as far as I'm concerned, awesome hit. Retro Frame Verdant Catacombs. Superb hit. And we got, oh my god, this is what I mean is like, these packs, I went through the pack maybe a bit fast at the end there, but I'll keep this for myself. Counter spells, I have enough. These packs, because of the rares, right, you can get multiple rares in a set pack, and in Modern Horizons 2, multiple rares can mean a lot. Like, this is actually my fourth Urza Saga, so kind of funny. I've opened free between the pre-release packs and the other set box. I got my set. This is awesome. So we're gonna put these here. After playing with Urza Saga, it is a very good card. I don't think it will get banned, but it is very good. And if too many people play this, it might end up. But this is basically like Force of Negation level in Modern Horizons 2 compared to 1. If this card doesn't, it is like it'll be in a lot of archetypes. The question is it Skull Clamp or is it like a Lightning Bolt style card that's like universal and modern? And depending, you know, if it's very powerful, then it'll stay. But if it's too powerful, it'll go. Mystic Redaction. So we got Master of Death. Squee that's more relevant since you can cast it relevantly. Zabaz, the Glimmer Wasp. This is an upgrade for scales. Really cool card. Patriarch's Bidding. This isn't for me, but it's actually a cool reprint because I was surprised at how expensive the Onslaught one was. It's because I played back in the day with it and I figured like whatever, it won't be too much, but it's really up there. So good reprint for people who need it. We got our foil rare. I don't really care for Verdant Command, unfortunately. I don't think it's very powerful. But yeah, like 4 rares in a pack. I mean, these set boosters are insane in this set. Yeah, so I'd say it's close here. We'll keep these 2 for ourselves, and then these away. Yeah. Like, I mean, just that pack with Verdant Catacombs and Saga, like, already does a lot. Okay, so... Oh, cool. We got our... So there's 1 in 20 that have this, so each set box is like 1 or 2. The gold signature ones are actually fairly hard to find. So, some people do collect these with the gold signature. Don't throw these away in a box. These can actually be quite desirable. Flame Blitz. Oh, we got... Okay. So, Profane Tutor is kind of interesting. I don't think the card is that great in Constructed because the Cascade decks do not want this card. You want the card you're going to Cascade into. Like, Ask for Tools, like the only archetype that would really play this. Along with Ad Nauseam, there are decks that would like this on turn 2 to set up a turn 4 kill, so this is a card that might see play because of that. I love the fact that it's Retro Frame, but to be honest, this is going to be much more popular in EDH or CEDH, so right now it's a really popular card, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's probably going to go in this pile, but the fact that it's Retro Frame, like, I'm going to probably keep it because it's Retro Frame. I'm not going to keep the normal ones, though. Never Verdant Command. Quarian Ranger. I want to get the Visions ones, actually. It's legal and modern. Nested Shambler. World Worry. Flame Blitz. Really cool Planeswalker hate card. I wish this was actually printed in a standard set. I dislike playing against Planeswalkers, so it's nice to have access to something like this. Yeah, we'll continue with this next. Prismatic Ending. This is a card that's really kind of... I'll put this up here. This is a card that's ended up being quite popular because of how powerful it is. I think initially everybody kind of saw it as sorcery and dismissed it. But yeah, it turned out it was an instant originally and it was just way too powerful. And it turns out as sorcery it's plenty powerful because you can remove Aether Vial. And it still works for other stuff, right? So... this card is actually going to be a really big modern staple, I think. This is a foil land. I haven't commented too much on the basics in this video. I'll probably comment more once I do the collector packs. Wave Sifter is actually a playable card just because it creates so many game objects. Skyblade's Boon, the Underworld Cookbook. I will need these, but I think I've ordered 4 in retro frame foil, so pretty, I love this card. I'll probably put it here for now, but yeah, we got Resurgent Belief. Really cool card because this is actually one of the cards you can suspend fairly for 2 mana, and it's totally fine. Like, this and Profane Tutor are playable, I think, without the Cascade decks. They're just playable as they are. So I really like the design of this card. Gorilla Shaman, I have my old school ones. An Archomancer in old frame's nice. And alright, so there's not many foil. So like the last slot is the foil, and on top of that, to get a treatment is really hard. So this is obviously the fanciest persist you can get. Set booster box. I'll actually compare to a black bordered card from the time. So Dregs of Sorrow. This Dregs of Sorrow has seen better days, but as you can see, the foiling and the set boosters is actually really good. You can see like it's the same. The art's not foiled. I've heard for collector boosters it's not as good necessarily, but this really looks like it's the rarity symbol is a little weird because it's more muted, whereas here it's really out there. So that's the one thing. The rarity symbol looks out of place, but everything else looks perfect. They're both black sorceries. You could think that they're from back in the day. So yeah, yeah. I mean, not a card I'm necessarily super high on, Persist, but foil retro I will definitely be keeping. I'm very happy about that. Right, these go here and these go. But yes, kind of happy about that Persist. Obviously not the rare I was looking for in foil retro, but we won't complain. Island, or is it Saga Island? Tide Shaper, Liquid Metal Torque, Foundation Breaker, a bunch of uncommons that will see some constructed play at some form. I did want to find a retro of this IV at some point, just because of the interaction with Lion's Eye Diamond in this. Kind of interesting for Legacy Storm. We got Sylveon of Sea and Sky. Obviously a good drop in Merfolk and kind of nowhere else. I was looking to rebuild Merfolk, and the art on this is awesome, but I was looking for these in Retroframe maybe. So probably going to trade this one away and try to find Retroframe ones. We got Cursed Totem. This is an awesome reprint for Modern, I think. I like the fact that it's there. So we're going to put these all in the playables and this here. Cursed Totem was really expensive because it only saw had one printing in Mirage. It should go down as a result, which is good. There are people who looked for that card. You know, it's similar to Petroch's bidding. We got Fury. A lot of people would be annoyed at having this elemental, think it's the worst of the cycle. Turns out Pyrokinesis on a creature is really good. I think this will actually see some very reasonable play in Modern. We got Dermotaxi, which I don't think we'll see as much, let's be honest. Not necessarily happy about having Fury, but I could put it up here, I guess. Extruder, very good unlimited. Marble Gargoyle, Foul Watcher, and gorgeous. Wow, the blue on this is super deep. Like you can tell from the camera angle. This is a deep blue. This looks deeper than the cards back then. I think they've gone heavy on the blue inking, but this looks super. Man of War, like this is what I mean. Like if you're gonna get a little list card that's not worth much, I like it to be something iconic like this. Otherwise, we'll just keep the Dermotaxi down here. We got so this is the thing is because of the way the boosters work, they have to have the same number of cards because you can't weigh them or something. So I know there's the list card here. So Forest, Foil, awesome John Avon art, but I do prefer the original Old Worlder for that. Flay Essence, Sudden Edict, Timeless Dragon, not really. I mean, it's a callback to Eternal Dragon, super cool, but again, I'm not going to see a ton of play in Modern. Like Curator, Aeromoeba, callback to Aquamoeba, Raving Visionary, and the Chain Veil from M15. That is see this is also like I don't know what this card is worth or whatever, but I guess it is a unique effect. Like you won't see this. This is one of the most unique cards. If you don't know what the Chain Veil does, I highly recommend looking it up. It is one of the more unique cards printed ever, I would say. So Sudden Eating and Timeless Dragon here. I'm not like the other thing with the list is because they're not from the set and there's a lot of weird random cards. I can't tell you if that's a hit or not. I think it is because it's a unique card that's never been reprinted. So we got our Thunder Plains. This is what also with this, like you can get a bunch of random uncommons. Obviously with this set, that's better, but you can still get a lot of misses, of course. Territorial Kavu, this is nice to just pick up for Zoo. Soul Snare, Kitchen Sketch, Tavern Scoundrel. So just the Territorial Kavu, like, you know, like you could consider that pack a miss, I guess, but you still get a reasonable rare to play with, and like some of these uncommons are nice. I don't think Brainstorm's going to see too much modern play. And I'm opening enough packs anyways, I should get enough of the variant of it. Mauser, Academy Manufacturer, the Game Objects representative is here. Sterling Grove for the reprint rare. There we go. Retro, the Underworld Cookbook. This, yeah, this looks great in retro frame. And funnily enough, I had free Veil of Summers, and I was considering buying the fourth, so that was a good hit. That was actually pretty good. It's definitely going in the modern playables. Yeah, I'm actually kind of happy about the Veil of Summer. That was the card I needed, funnily enough. Alright, we got our Dam. Godzilla, Vectus Gloves. So we have Dress Down, which I think is a card that'll see some play, but obviously not the most desirable card right now. Patchwork Gnomes, Gargadon, Feast of Sanity, and we have Hashep Oasis from Hour of Devastation. So, like, a little awkward, you know, you get the little list card, and this pack doesn't really do much, unfortunately, I guess, for me. So that pack would have been considered a miss, right? But I mean, there's 30 boosters, right? They can't all be Verdant Catacombs plus there's a Saga. I'll do a recap at the end as well. If you just want to see a recap and you're this long into the video, I appreciate it. Unmarked Grave goes well with the Persist. Flame Rift. I don't think Flame Rift will see much modern play. Like, people don't realize how important their own life total is. And there's an option to deal 4 at 2 mana. Phantasmal Dreadmaw. Looks super cool. Ooh, well, so funnily enough, yeah, this Galvanic Relay I might see some play in Blue-Red Storm. It's awesome, though, to have it, I guess, in Retrofoil. Yeah, comparing it to a red card. But, yeah, the set symbol, this is what I mean, is the set symbol is a little muted. If I was to compare it to Seal of Removal, I guess. The set symbol in here, the foiling is kind of under it and foils it. Whereas this, it's a little more jarring. I don't think the MH2 set symbol works really well with the kind of old frame. Which is a bit of a shame. Otherwise, these look really perfect. The set symbol is the only thing that's a little weird. So that's here and here. So far, it's been okay. Some decent hits. There was that obviously awesome pack. Oh, wow, okay. Yavimaya Cradle of Growth in retro frame is actually a really big hit. I have a retro foil one that I ordered. But just having this in retro frame is great. I'm actually going to protect this one. We got a Priest of Felrites as well. Nice card for Constructed. Again, a little underrated at the moment. Enchantress's Presence. Late to Dinner. Fodder Tosser. Yeah, so, the Unholy Heat, of course. But yeah, Enchantress Presence, Priest, and Yavimaya is really nice. Probably keeping the Yavimaya, I'll want 2. Like, the first one's very important, the second one a lot less. But I'll keep the one that's retro frame. That's the wrong way. We got our art card. I love this card, Ornithopter of Paradise. Sylvan Anthem, I don't trust much about this card. Karmic Guide, really nice reprint, allows some combos. Arcbound Shikari, looks wonderful. Probably not going to see a lot of constructed play. A foil. So yeah, sometimes the packs are like this, you know, there's 2 rares, but you're not ultra excited about it, but it's okay. Alright, Titania, Protector of Argoth, the borderless version, alternative. Blessed Respite, again, unique modern option. Oh, Grief. Okay, that's definitely a hit. We don't have the list card as well. Yeah, Grief is obviously one of the better mythics to open in the set, alongside Ragavan. Great to have it here. We got our Scourger familiar for the replay, another Galvanic Reaper. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is what happens, right? Is some packs you just go, there's not much, and then you have your Grief Misty Rainforest foil pack, which I mean, that's that's a hell of a one pack. Yeah, obviously, I mean, I probably won't keep the Misty just because I'm gonna want either the full extended art or the retro frame, but really cool to get obviously a foil fetch land and the Grief for myself and all this stuff. So that was obviously great. Galvanic Relay, I guess I can put here because it's retro. We're down to 9 packs still to go. I don't think we're going to get as good a pack as the Saga Catacombs pack or the Grief Misty pack. But yeah, with the reprints being rares and stuff, this is these set boosters really are great. Okay, Carve the Line, Chainer, 2 rares, but neither of them is really something you want that much. I mean, I'll keep them on the side to tally them as rares, but they are probably going to go in the pile of put these cards to the side. Would see some play if Counterspell wasn't printed. Might still, but you know, Fracture Sanity, first one I see, but a lot. You know, some people want to revive Mill. This isn't the card that will revive Mill, it's the D&D spoil card that will. Because it exiles as well. Zurin Orb, dangerous card to Modern, Chatterstorm, Evermind. I actually got this list card in the past. I don't have anything too strong about Evermind. It is back when I played Saviors, but the fact that I've seen it the second time dials down the enthusiasm. We got this for the collection, the Chatterstorm, the Fractured Sanity. I think a Zurin Orb or 2. There we go. For Titania. Titania and Zurin Orb together do... are a pretty nice combo. You get to sack all your lands to essentially make an army of 5/3s. That usually will close out the game. We got our... We did get the second art card. So Abundant Harvest, kind of a good one to have there. Alright. Power Depot. I don't like this over Llanowar Reborn, but, you know. I just think Llanowar Reborn was perfect. Diamond Lion, pretty overrated card. Let's be honest. Riptide Laboratory, really cool. If I play this, I'll probably get the old version, though. Ravenous Swirl, Foil, and Faithless Salvaging. This might see some play, Faithless Salvaging, but not too much. So we'll put these here. So far, we got, what, 3 fetch lands? The first box I opened had 1, which was very low. But most of these set boxes average like 3 or 4. We should get 4 because we got a foil one, which is a bonus usually. We got a little list card at the back. So Prismatic Ending, that's going to see Modern play. But I got my full retro ones coming in. Kaleido Scorch, Road to Ruin. So as a result, this actually goes here. This is going to go up in value. I guess not the normal ones too much, but Road to Ruin, Strike It Rich. We got the Volatile Dragon. I mean, it's a cool callback. Not really the rare you want, but it's a cool callback. And you get... There's also the set boosters. As you get 1 bad rare, you get access to a second rare at least. I don't think Harmonic Project will see too much play, but it's a unique effect. Counterspell, Mystic Redaction or Foil, and I just ordered 4 Tireless Trackers. So this would have actually been a really good list card to open for myself. But I already ordered my 4, so I'll leave it here. It's kind of cool. As for this, I guess these 2. Alright, we got a foil Thunder Plains, which, I mean, nothing's going to beat the old foil, but, you know, still neat. Dragon Rage Channel. I actually don't have all of the ones I need, so this is good to open. Fast and Furious, Nickfrost Paragon, not really a rare worth writing home about. Storm God Oracle, so not a good pack. Not gonna lie about it. Sugarcoat it. Basically got a Dragon's Rage Channeler from it. Caldra Complete. Okay, so we got Dakin Shadow Slayer. I don't know how much modern plays it will see, but I like the mechanic of the loyalty counters being equal to the number of lands. It calls back to Dakon, It's a unique effect that makes it like that you don't want to cheat this in play to make it better. So kind of cool, honestly. Really neat design. Milliken, World Worry, Disciple of the Sun, and an ad card. I guess I'll sleeve up the Dakon. I don't know if I'll keep it yet. Depends on the fancy... Because there's a lot... I'm opening 10 collector boxes, and there's a lot of fancy Planeswalkers in those. So I don't know how much I'll keep the Dakon. Okay, so we got our Aeromoeba. Alter Up the Goyf. Cool card unlimited. Dam. Bone Shredder, which I have plenty of. Echoing Return. I think this might see play, so I might as well keep the one foil one that is there. Dam is a really cool card. Yeah. I'd say for these set boosters, if you're doing if you have a modern collection, as in you're collecting a lot of different modern decks, this is a good thing to do. If you don't, and you just have one deck, don't bother with this. Just buy the singles out of people who are cracking these. So we got a Cheddar Fang here. And wait a bit on the singles. Yep. Probably not playing more than 2 Flame Blitz, but we can put it in the playables. Nettle Cyst, a really nice card. Turns out that you can just play a land that does the exact same thing. And gives you a second one too. So this is a lot of, you know, like, it's not very favorable when you compare this to Urza Saga. Out of Time. I haven't actually seen this one. Kind of a cool, unique effect. Interestingly, if there's no creatures, this just sticks in play. Not sure what you want to do with that, but it is an interesting thing. Disc, not something I specifically need. This is a really cool card, the Retro Frame Ornithopter of Paradise. Foil Abundant Harvest. Might as well keep this. We'll put these to the side. And then the last pack of the set booster box, and then we'll do a recount. Silent Draco. Chef's Kiss, really cool card. Not very desirable, unfortunately. Seal of Cleansing. Aether Sworn Think, Black Swift Skill. So the last pack was a little bit of a win dead. So I'll do a recap. On the list, we actually got free hits. I'd say the Tracker, the Chain Veil, and the wherever that veil is, and the Veil of Summer were hits. So small bonuses, nothing too fancy or whatever, but kind of cool. All little additions. So we'll put those here. Otherwise, just to count the number of rares that we got and mythics. Rares and mythics. There's a lot, right? Because of the reprint slot being separate, which is a great thing that they've done, actually. Because in the last set, like, the reprints weren't worth much, so getting like a Genesis stung, and that's not a really good feeling when you're like talking of the history of Magic and making people feel bad about it. Shardless, almost there. Yep. There we go. And then we got the rest up here. Okay, so rares, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36. And then we have these, so that's 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. 45 rares is a ton out of 30 packs, right? Like, it's basically 1.5 rares per pack on top of these. And then... Although, by the way, if you're looking for mythics, though, said booster packs are not that great. There are a lot less mythics, I believe, than a draft one. Or it's roughly equal. But, yeah. As you can see, 6 mythics. So, yeah. So, if I was going to summarize this box, you know, I guess I'm going to separate this in cards I care about and cards I don't really care about. Fracture Sanity is kind of in between. Karmic God, I'd play the old ones. This is unique. Enchantress Presence. I care a little bit. I already have a bunch, but let's say I care. And that's the sideboard option. So, you know, a lot of rares for Modern. A lot of options. Plus, you know, I get a Grief, a Fury, a Recruiter, which is nice, a Dakon. And I get to add Verdant Catacombs to my collection, Retro Frame, a Yavimaya Retro Frame. We actually got pretty lucky with the Retro Frame rares. Like, the last set box I had very few. And this one just had a bunch. So this was actually really lucky that we hit free Retro Frame, good Retro Frame rares. So that was actually really nice. And then we have a Saga and a Hierarch to round things out. So decent box. Not insane, but pretty good. Pretty good. So I'm going to cut this here. Thank you if you've watched so far. Yeah, there we go.